Crafters 527 Bravo. Charlie ready at runway 28 left departing straight out.
Cub Crafters 527 Bravo. Charlie when calm departing straight out approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 28 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 28 left Cub Crafters 7 Bravo Charlie.
Wow, it's getting ready to fly. And I need to click it because it's going to stop as soon as it gets on the runway. Got my old number back, 527 Bravo Charlie. And we're about ready to fly here. This is the X-Cub. And that's enough of that fooling around. So we'll go outside here. And we'll see how our rudder pedals are working. Yeah, they're working. They're working just fine. There we go. We'll take the brakes off. And we're just going local here. Just around the shoreline and highlights the points of interest. So we'll get my feet on the pedals and we'll come up to full power. And we'll take off. Runway 28, Monterey, full power. And it's already flying. Wow. We'll just go ahead with it here. Get the flaps up. We'll lift back here. Oop. There we go. And we'll wave goodbye to the tower. And then we're going to stay at this altitude, so we come back and look at the panel. Come back to 24, 24.
$7 Sierra Kilo, follow the $TBM9 on final. Wind calm cleared to land runway 10 right.
24, 24.
Cleared to land runway 10 right, $7 Sierra Kilo.
And we're at 1,000 feet. We'll look down. And we'll look ahead here. What we have the Navy School course, which is right next to the airport. And we have Santa Catalina School. And then we have the Old Del Monte course right over there, oldest golf course west of the Mississippi. And we're coming up on my house. And let's see the big apartment building there. And we aren't going to spend a lot of time, but a little house right there, right next to the apartments. And there's a cemetery, there's the ball field. My son likes to play baseballs. And we're going down to Monterey Beach here, over to Cannery Row. Downtown Monterey right there, a couple of hotels. And right there we've got Fisherman's Wharf going right out there, but it doesn't show going out. In a map, it'll show like the Coast Guard pier here going out. Now, right along here is the old Southern Pacific right-of-way. Runs right through there. Oh, yeah, we'll have to eyeball it here. Yeah, our shadow is running right along. There's where the aquarium would be. That's Stanford's research there facility. This is the old bike trail. Excuse me, it is the bike trail, the old Southern Pacific right-of-way going over to Pacific Grove.
Cubcrafter 7 Bravo, Charlie leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
This is
7 Sierra Kilo, contact ground on 120.
This is where the bathhouse would be at Lover's Point.
Monterey Tower Cubcrafters 527 Bravo Charlie
Downtown
frequency
Pacific
change.
Grove, right up to the left, right up in there. And we see the Pacific Grove Golf Course.
Generic 10 Alpha, turn next taxiway.
So we don't want to hear him talking all the time. So we go to the
Generic 10.
NorCal approach, and that gets rid of that. So right here where you start the golf course, right out there off the coast, John Denver met his demise in a long easy, a rattan long easy. And we'll look back down the coast of Pacific Grove there. Right there's the lighthouse. Point Pinos is right there, and then the lighthouse would be up on the bluff. Probably right in there. It was right on a golf hole. It was right along in there is where the lighthouse was. Downtown Pacific Grove, right there. Then we're coming past the Silomar. This is the Silomar right here. And then we come up on Spanish Bay. And the 17-mile drive, you can go in there for the 17-mile drive. But that's Spanish Bay, 360-room hotel, and an 18-hole golf course. And then you see the sand dunes over here, and that's the dunes course. This all used to be pure white sand, like that. And this was the Monterey Peninsula Dunes course, built back in maybe 1919. And then up on the hill is the Monterey Peninsula Country Club. And then in the 50s, they built the shore course, and the shore course is right over here. It comes across to one hole, it goes up and then goes back, and that 18-hole course is over there. That was built in the 70s. What the famous point there is Point Joe, sticks out. Of course, that's called Spanish Bay, where the hotel is. Probably said that a couple of times. Then we got Bird Rock and Seal Rock along in here, and you get Spyglass Golf Course and Spyglass Hills. The clubhouse is up on the top of the hill, right up there. And then you have Cypress Point Club. Right under this is Fanshell Beach. And I used to house sit a house which was right back up in here, possibly that house right there. It was the stable had been converted to the house. And on Cypress Point, of course, the 16th of Cypress is right under us. And you tee up on this side. It was the tee box there it is. You hit across to here. And it was a pretty good poke. And now we're going to come around. We're looking down the coast at Point Lobos and the Highlands. And we'll start coming down. We'll bring the power back off. And this is starting the estate areas. These parcels are 1 acre plus. And right in here is the Lone Cypress. Our house sat Bill Crocker's house right here. While I was working in the real estate office and at the lodge. And this Bill Crocker said he'd walk from his dad's house, which was it's kind of in the woods there, which was Bill Crocker Sr., walked from his dad's house to his grandmother's house, which I house sat just beyond the Lone Cypress, and he said he was never off of Crocker property. Okay, now we come to the 18th at Pebble Beach, and the lodge is right in there. And you look over. This is Peter Hay. It's a pitch and putt course, and then on up is the equestrian center. This is actually was part of a polo field, and they made it into a driving range right along in there for the equestrian center. Okay, now we're going to go around, and we're going to see where my mom's house was, which could be this house right in here. Could be my mom's. No, it was just down the hill from there. So it was right under us there. And they had a view of Point Lobos. And then we'll get back on the tail because we're going to land at Carmel Beach after we pass over the rest of the golf course. This is the beach club, and they had there's the beach club right there. The 17th goes out there, 18th goes along there. This is the 4th hole coming up the hill. 5th hole is a short par 3 along the Stillwater Cove is what this cove is called. And 6 is a par 5, goes right out here. 7 is a short par 3. 8 comes around, goes across the cliff to number 8, right in there. 9, 10, and 11 goes up the hill, and 12 starts back. So we'll make a little landing on the Carmel Beach. We better get back on the tail. Come in with some flaps. And we got it pretty well slowed down. Keep it at 50. Yeah, it's just above stall. There we go. Get the flaps at takeoff position. Right there, little right rudder. Oops, that was enough. I thought we saw some people on the beach. Full power. There we go. Perfect day here on Carmel Beach. Put the flaps up. And then we go down to the end. Here's the Frank Lloyd Wright House, which is built to look like some kind of a seagoing vessel. And that's right there at the end of the beach. And we'll go around the end. There's Point Lobos across, and of course they call that Carmel Bay behind us. There is a house, a butterfly house, is here. Kind of has a wing-looking thing. And then Jean Arthur, a famous actress, owned the property right on the end there. And it's called Stewart Beach. And here's the Carmel River doesn't flow year-round, but the Carmel River empties when we get lots of rain. And then the famous Mission Ranch is right in here with cabins to rent. So Clint Eastwood owns that. There's the Mission, and the Mission Ranch tennis club is right there. This is Rio Road running along here, and over to the Crossroads and the Barnyard. Crossroads is over on this side. This is a Safeway right there, possibly right at the end there. I might have that messed up. It's a hotel, Mission Inn, and then 2 18-hole golf courses that closed. So that's just walking there. And then the Carmel Middle School is right there, and that's where my grandson goes to school. And he'll be going in a couple of years. He'll be going up to the high school, which is right up here at the top of Highway 1. Highway 1 runs right south past us. Downtown Carmel is right off the left wingtip, looking back at Pebble Beach. And we climb up over the hill, and we'll be on downwind to land at Monterey Airport. Let's get back on the tail. Right there. Looking out at Carmel Bay, an area to the right with 5-acre parcels up in here is called Jack's Peak. There's a family called Jack family, or Jack's, J-A-C-K. I'm not sure whether it's just S or apostrophe S, but I think it's just S, J-A-C-K-S. Was their name. Probably had a few land grants. we're looking at the airport here. So let's just pretend like the wind is coming offshore, which it rarely does. Early in the morning in the wintertime, the air over the ocean is warmer than inland, so the warm air flows to the cool air. So we'll go ahead and take the power off, get back on the tail, and we're looking just off the left wingtip. Above the left wingtip is downtown Monterey. We're heading almost at my little house, the little neighborhood, Oak Grove, we're aiming right at it there. This is Oak Grove right in here where I live. We couldn't quite afford three children. We couldn't afford to keep the house in Pebble Beach. We had to split the proceeds 3 ways, and so that's my retirement. Now we're going to land back at Monterey, where I learned how to fly, and I also learned to fly instruments. And no, I didn't learn how to fly there. I learned to fly on the East Coast. Guided Missile School Flying Club in a Cub, but it was 4,500 bucks, $5,000, who knows? Maybe it was less. So we'll get some flaps out here, and then we'll bring it around to final. Got full flap in, and we'll go ahead and put it into a bank. Come on around. We can do a slip, so we point the nose to the left, keep the right wing up. See if that helps us get down any faster. We're slipping. Let's see, yeah, we're coming down 1,500 feet a minute. So that's working. And then we let the airplane go normally, and we click in oh no, forgot what I clicked in.
Cessna 70 Golf, you are 18 miles northeast.
Getting a little slow.
Climb and maintain 5,900 feet. Expect ILS runway, tree 1
Getting a little
approach to
slow.
Sierra November Sierra 107, radial 22 DME arc. Cleared to Sierra November Sierra 107, radial 22 DME.
There we go. Go around the light.
Climb and maintain 5,900 feet. Expect ILS
And
runway,
we'll
tree 1
park right
approach
over
to
here.
Sierra November Sierra 107, radial 22 DME arc. Cleared to Sierra November Sierra 107, radial 22 DME Cessna 70 Golf.
So we'll just park over here by this guy. Looks like he's got a couple of paddles, maybe. Yeah, we can park next to the truck. That ought to work. Back to Monterey. Thank you for riding along, and we'll see you soon. We'll take a trip in the Cub out to Carmel Valley. There's a few airports out there there's one I used to fly in and out of. It's closed right at the village. Has a nursery on it for large trees. Griggs Nursery is on my old runway that I used to take my students out there for short field landings. Anyway, we won't be doing that today. Thanks for riding along. Bye-bye.